This is the Rebel Scum Podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You are always scum. Rebel scum.
Yo, Happy New Year. I know we already did one.
Happy New Year.
But, Happy New Year. Here we are, episode 270 of the Rebel Scum Podcast. I'm Brock. This is
Muted Mike James. 2023 off to a Rick Rollin start. You can see my beautiful. I should put on a fake backdrop because you can see my pizza oven here. You can see my giant Pac-Man controller there, a balloon ball, and you know what? I gotta put on the fake one. Brock, how is your 2023 shaping up? 4 days into it. Tell me it's the best year of your life.
I haven't worked all week, so that's good. And Bad Batch came out yesterday, so there's 2 episodes. So we have Star Wars content again, and that's pretty wild to think about it. So I guess it's good. I don't know.
And what is a Bad Batch for those?
It's when your cookies are burnt, and you're like, "That's a bad batch," and I'm like, "Yeah."
True story. Over Christmas, my sister-in-law was baking. I said, "Are you making gingerbread cookies?" Because Erin decided we have a child and she didn't have time to make gingerbread cookies. So I said, "If you want to make gingerbread cookies, go for it." And she was like, "Okay." And I said, "If you burn any, I'll take them all because I really enjoy." Now, I gotta be honest, it's not burnt gingerbread. It's just a little bit on the well done side, like I'm a little crispy. Then you could dunk it in your eggnog. I didn't do that. That's disgusting. But yeah, you could dunk it in my eggnog. I bought way too much eggnog this year, way too much eggnog. I had 2 eggnog martinis, time of my life. Brock, 2023, we are in it.
Yeah, we're in it all right. I don't know. It's like it's weird. It's like, what is this year going to be? It's just like, not. I know you haven't watched Bad Batch, so we won't really talk about it. But like, it's just even Bad Batch was sort of like under the radar. You're like, here it is. I'm like, whoa. So,
yeah, it just kind of came, right? It just was like, bam, in your face. So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to watching it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Maybe someday soon I will. But as of this live show, I was unable to watch it. But what were your thoughts on it?
It was fine. Nothing huge happens. It's the usual hijinks that crew gets up to. There's some Dooku references, so like you might like it. But at the same note, it's like was there at not one point that like they're like, we're not making these cartoons anymore, and then they just keep making them? It's like, is Filoni just like got a side company on his own that animates all this, and he just like hands it in to Disney Plus, and they're like, what do we do with this? Like, I don't know. It just seems like, yeah.
I think it was like an Iger thing where I think what happened was they were like, let's get rid of all prequel era stuff, right? I think there was that big, like when the Disney acquisition, as great as it was, they kind of wanted to forget the prequel era, which at the time people forget 10 years ago, that was a thing, right? The prequels were still kind of looked at by a lot of people as lesser, kind of like how some of the sequels are looked at now. That's how people looked at those prequels. So you kind of understand why they were going in that direction. And I think ultimately they're like, oh, we need to bring it back. And so they brought it all back. And I understand why they did it. I never quite understood the Clone Wars thing. Like, it's already there. It had a built-in audience. I think it cost a lot to produce that show. I think the show was expensive, and that's why I think they nixed it and then did Rebels and stuff. I think I could be wrong. I'm not on the inside, Brock. I'm not Dave Filoni. I know you think I am. Not you, Brock, but the people watching and listening. I know most people are like, is that Dave Filoni? I saw him in a cowboy hat this summer. I did wear a black cowboy hat in the summer, but I'm not Dave Filoni. So I think that was the thing. And so I think they learned their lesson, and there is a fan base for this, and there is a want for this content. And now they're like, I hate calling it content, but I think bringing it back was the right move.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so I'm like, yay, we have some Star Wars content to start off the year. But what else do we have coming down the pipe, James? What do we have? Like, there's this, there's...
Okay, I don't really watch a lot of Star Wars. So I think we have Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mando season 3 coming up.
Yeah.
That's March. Then we have the Ahsoka show. We have Star Wars Vision season 2. We have Skeleton Crew. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but we're going to get Acolyte. And I mean, and then Andor season 2 shooting now. We don't know if there's going to be a book. I mean, these aren't going to come out this year, but you don't know if there's going to be a book of Boba Fett season 2, if there's going to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2. I kind of doubt both of them, but Obi-Wan, I don't know. Like, Obi-Wan's a weird one to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you hated that first season, as long as it's Obi-Wan Kenobi in the second season, you can shift gears and make it whatever you want it to be anyway. So it's like, that show could be almost an anthology of Obi-Wan in those years between Sith and A New Hope, right? Like, they don't need to coexist. Like, you love the Glass Onion, Knives Out. It's a sequel, but it's not a sequel. Like like, it doesn't need to connect in any way other than, just make sure it doesn't take place at the exact same time as something else, and you're good to go. Dale's in the chat. Hi, Dale. He's gonna leave for work soon because we always record right before his work. But that's how I feel about Obi-Wan. It's like, if you hated the first season, I think it would make sense for them to do a second season that didn't directly connect, other than maybe like his relationship with Luke. Like, you can have that kind of be. Not that I want them to have a big relationship, but you can get that out of the way. So that's how I feel about that. Book of Boba Fett, I loved it. I still feel like that works as a one-off. You can bring him into the other shows, but Obi-Wan's a show I'm really curious to see what they do there.
You know what? Like, I think it would be cool. I think we already said this. Like, if they did a second season, just have him and like Qui-Gon doing their thing about like how to become one with the Force, and just like make it a show about like Jedi mysticism, and then maybe have flashbacks. Because it's like, yeah, we know that like Hayden Christensen and who plays Obi-Wan again?
Ewan
McGregor, like, they're not young anymore, but like, I don't know, the scene where you see like a younger version of Anakin and Obi-Wan, I was like, I'll like, we're not tricked. It's not like, oh, it's witchcraft. Like, we know, like, they're able to do this. So, like, why not? Like, so, yeah. But I think if we're going to choose one of those two, let's go Book of Boba Fett. I think that's a guarantee, because, like, all the work they've done in Book of Boba Fett, it's like, okay, there's something here that, like, there's, like, a Mandalorian thing is coming, perhaps. So, it's like, I wouldn't see, like, so, like, could be possible announcements, because we have Celebration this year and, of course, D23. So there is opportunities for them to announce things in their own like events. But what are you most excited about for the stuff that we know we're getting?
For the stuff that we are 100% confirmed in getting, I was on streaming Star Wars last week, and I said the Acolyte is like my number one, but the reality is Skeleton Crew really intrigues me, but the reality is Mando season 3, because I just am all in on Mando. And I like Book of Boba Fett. I love Book of Boba Fett, but the minute Mando shows up, I'm like, frick, I love the Mandalorian. Like, it's just, that's it. It's like, I love that character. I love Baby Yoda, Grogu. And so it's probably Mando. As such a cop-out answer. I know it sucks, but it's Mando season 3. But that's not taken away from my anticipation for the Acolyte or Skeleton Crew. Acolyte more so because we know a little bit more about it. And you know me, Brock, it seems to be right up what I'm really intrigued about with Star Wars. It's the Sith. It's a Jedi. It's a former Padawan coming back to investigate, some dark side usage that's going on. And I love that idea. I love that aspect of it. And so that's for me. That's me. It's Mando season 3 is the easy answer. Acolytes the reality. But Brock, how about you?
I'm looking forward to Ahsoka because, like, I'm a big Rebels fan. So, like, the fact that these characters are being pulled into live action and we get a possible conclusion or part 2 to the last how the Rebels ended. So, and like, I'm excited. I liked what they did in Book of Boba Fett, where it's just like, you thought the next season of Mando was going to be this, but we're going to put in that. So I like that idea. I like that they're taking chances on that. So I can see that happening a lot in Ahsoka, or maybe vice versa, like perhaps as a compensation of Mando season 3, there's an episode that's just Boba Fett. Like, that would be sick. That would be so cool. And be like,
and it's like the badass Boba Fett that everybody wants.
Like, I don't know, just like something like that would be cool. Like, they're like, this is for our streaming platform. We literally own this. It's like we're not answering to anyone except for like the bosses are like, you have to make money, but like that's the name of the game. Like, so it's like, why not switch it up, change it up? I don't know. So yeah, but yeah, Mando season 3, of course, it is the big contender for this year. Like, the only thing would be like, here's a surprise movie that you didn't know we were shooting. Like, could you imagine? Again, like Star Wars. I think Star Wars understands that. Yeah, you can get compared to Marvel a lot. So it's like, why not do things just a little bit differently? I don't know. But Skeleton Crew, like, when we finally get some real synopsis outside of a man and some children go on a quest, like, thanks. Like, and I hope, like, bringing back to Bad Batch, where it's just sort of like, here it is. Like, they don't really push it hard per se. I hope this doesn't happen with Vision season 2, because like, I really like that. I think it's like the closest thing that Star Wars will have to a what if series. And I'm fully in. But like, I've been saying for months now, it's like Tales of the Jedi. Like, what a great idea that was. Keep making stuff like this. And Visions falls into that category. Hook, line, and sinker, or whatever you do when you fall in the category. I don't know. But yeah, like it is hopefully exciting. Like, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the surprise Star Wars movie, because rumors, it's just rumors, but they're circulating that Damon Lindelof from, I think, Lost.
Yeah.
Apparently, remember there was a rumor that he was writing a Star Wars movie a little while ago, and it was going to take place after the sequel trilogy. There are rumors now, Brock, that Star Wars movie will start shooting in April.
Ooh.
And possibly in Pinewood in England. And that lines up apparently with the old rumors that Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie was going to shoot at that exact same time. But now it sounds like Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie might not be happening. It's Star Wars. Who the hell knows what's going on? But it could be the Lindelof thing. And then that movie would be ready for Taika Waititi's Star Wars slot of December 2025, which is a good amount of production time and a good amount of post-production time. And I think it gives them, ultimately, I think 2 years gives them enough time to make it right as well. Like, they're like, oh, we can fine-tune it. Because you look at a movie like Ghostbusters Afterlife, and they were tweaking that because of the pandemic. They got an opportunity to tweak, whether you like it or not, they had an opportunity to tweak it. And I think that enhances the movie, because these big budget movies, especially Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Harrison Ford goes down with the leg injury.
Right.
And they had they shift from May to December. Remember, like, it wasn't supposed to be December; it was supposed to be May. And you need it, and I think just giving them that cushion and knowing that Star Wars theatrically hasn't exactly been what we remember it as. Like, there seems to be a stigma against the theatrical experience of it for whatever reason. I think that cushion of time is great for Star Wars. If this is a thing, it's all rumors right now.
Yeah, it's just like sort of, if I don't know, like how long, like a show, they shoot it and a year later we get it, right? Like they can do a TV show slightly faster, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, yes, because also you want, I've been saying this for a while, but if you're going to talk, like, we are going to go see the next Star Wars movie in the theater. There's like, they don't have to worry about us. And the 4 billion other podcasters, they don't have to worry about us. They have to worry about your parents. They have to worry about your wife. They have to worry about these people that might not be invested, because they say, hey, you know what? I can stay at home and watch Baby Yoda at home. Why am I going to go to the theater and watch a movie without Baby Yoda? You know what I mean? Like there has to be a reason for it. And I think all the effects and everything have to be top notch. And it's got, I mean, you just look at Avatar. That thing is going to break $2 billion soon. Yeah. And I haven't seen it. I don't know if you've seen it, but I hear the effects are like the effects are top notch. Everyone loves it. It's 1,400 hours long. People actually are still watching it that went to go see it last year. They're still in the same screening of it. But like it's making so much money. I think you just follow that. Like make a quality film with quality effects and make it an event, and people are going to go see it. Now you have to compete with yourself on Disney Plus. Yep. So I think the effects have to be more than just we shot on the volume.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like it is interesting because it's like I was like, oh, I'm off for 2 weeks. Let's go to the movies because it's like it's still like a novelty, even though it's been safe to go to the movies for close to a year now. Like since COVID hit, I've seen 3 movies in the theater. 3, there we go. And like just because it's sort of like you do kind of choose to go to like, you know, it's like maybe like when I am married now, so I don't go to the movies alone anymore, which is great. I like it. It's nice. But then like, of course, like we want to go to a movie that we both want to see. So it tends to be the bigger blockbuster. Now, Avatar is one example of like, my wife's like, I don't really need to see that. And I get it. Cause like, who cares? Like I actually like, I want to see it just in IMAX, but then I looked it up. It's like, it's all 3D. I'm like, and I know that's what Avatar is known for, but I'm like, but anyways, like
you got to see it in 3. If you're like Andrew Fantasia loves Avatar, he's like, I don't like the 3. I'm like, how do you the 3 in Avatar though? I hated the first Avatar, but the 3D was spectacular.
See, like
because it's not like in your face. It's not. In
I
your
had
face
a bad
3D,
3D experience with that because I sat too close to the screen because the theater was too full. So, anyways, but like, yeah, like stuff like that appeals to me. Like, go see a movie because it's like shot and it's like I just watched Top Gun Maverick today on my TV and I'm like this was fun, but it's like I'm like I don't buy into that so much, but like it was a solid story, it made sense, but I'm like
it was Star Wars.
It was like this should have been seen in the theater, right? Like,
which is funny because Tom Cruise took Paramount to court because they wanted to put it on Paramount Plus, and he's like, "This is a theatrical movie," and it made $1.4 billion. That movie was far better than I anticipated it being.
I mean,
but
like,
it's Star Wars.
But like the thing is too is like, what is Avatar competing against right now? Nothing. Like nothing. Like
yeah, but it also made 1 point. It's also like it's made a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Even though there's nothing there, like that's still like Black Adam.
It's good. No, it's and like I'm not fighting that.
But you're right. You are like typically there would be something else for it to go up. Like I think Aquaman, Shazam was supposed to come out now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I am like it's just too bad because it's like technically Disney owns everything. Like Avatar is not a competitor anymore. Avatar is Disney. Like it's just they right now have kind of control. So it's like if they released a Star Wars movie next Christmas, they could have like had it not compete against anybody. So it's
which
like,
is what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but is it? Do you think Disney is looking at Avatar and the success of Avatar and saying, like Kathleen, kind of like this, we need to do this with this. Yeah. So how do they make that happen?
I would think so. I would love to see the inner workings of it because it's just like they own Marvel, Star Wars, Fox, 21st Century Fox. Is that what Avatar falls under? 24th century. That must be right. Like it's just like, and then Disney itself. It's just like they must like the main guys for each like sit in a booth and it's like, look what Jimmy over here did last week in the box office. When are you gonna counter it? And like, I don't know who Jimmy is, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like it should be like that, and it's like it's kind of interesting. It sounds like a monopoly, but at the same note, it's like you are kind of competing against each other because you're different brands within the same umbrella. Like. That's kind of cool. You're creating your own competition. Like, I don't know. But, you know, that's like one of the things about Star Wars too. Like, you know, they create stuff like the volume where like they improve filmmaking. So it's like we don't have really IMAX per se without the things George Lucas does, right? So
And Cameron though, Cameron's huge on that as well.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, even better. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's. I think people want to go. It's like look at the box office for Avatar. When did it come out? Just before Christmas.
Yep. Oh, it's
Yeah.
been up for 3 weeks now. I think 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and I think in 4 weeks it'll break $2 billion, which is remarkable. But I think it speaks to a few points. One, we all thought he was psychotic for waiting 13 years to release a sequel.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
But two, my guess is James Cameron knew the pandemic was coming. And it hit right at the right time, right? Like Spider-Man No Way Home made $1 bazillion. It's so right now, post-pandemic, I believe they're calling it. Spider-Man No Way Home has made the most, followed by Avatar 2. I'm sure Avatar 2 at some point. I haven't seen the numbers. I'm sure it'll take over Spider-Man No Way Home. But right when Spider-Man No Way Home dropped, I saw it on the Thursday night screening before. Like within 3 days, we were locked down again in Ontario.
Yeah.
So I think it was like that in a lot
of
places. Yeah. And it still made a lot. And I think the timing of Avatar 2, it's a big event film. Everybody liked to pretend that they didn't care about it online. All liars, apparently. But it was a big event film that came out right at the right time. And it hit on all cylinders.
Yep.
It must be, I mean, people love the first one. They went to go see it $2 billion worth of times. So it must be good enough for people to like it. And I don't know. I think James Cameron's a genius, clearly, because no one thought that movie was. I mean, I don't know if anyone thought that movie was going to make $1 bazillion.
It's funny because it's like when you think about James Cameron, I was just sort of like, why is he making Avatar? But it's just like, why not? And it's just like, what is James Cameron's style? You know what I mean? Like he does Aliens, he does Terminator 2, he does
Piranha 2.
He does The Abyss, and then Avatar and a bunch of other things, obviously.
Titanic is
Titanic, sorry. But you know what I mean? It's just like
True Lies.
He is True Lies. So like, what is his style? It almost is like we criticize like oh God, who's the guy that blows things up and made the Ninja Turtles? Michael Bay. We criticize Michael Bay for blowing stuff up.
Things up.
I made the Ninja Turtles. But like James Cameron, like I only said that because I knew you would know immediately.
No, I know. This is funny.
I'm like Transformers. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's again, there's a different quality of film in both, but like it's just like
style over substance. But
they love like explosions or like effects, I guess is the better way of saying it.
The one thing that not to turn this into an Avatar podcast, but I was very much disappointed in that first Avatar because it was James Cameron. I expected more from the story itself than like I said, the 3D to this day blows my mind. And they used the same cameras in Transformers 3, and the 3D in Transformers 3 was incredible. And I think Jackass 3D, which had some of the best 3D I've ever seen. Like, but I didn't care for the movie at all. I just thought it was dumb and this plot. I was just like, it took me right out of it whenever they did anything because I was like, this is stupid. But the world that was created was brilliant, and the 3D was phenomenal. And they created cameras, like they created,
exactly.
The what's it called? The vision, the visor. What's the thing? For the Mandalorian. Oh my God, I forgot.
Oh, the volume.
The volume, the visor, the volume. Like they created cameras for Avatar, and then 3D became a thing for like 3 years, and then you had to wear glasses on top of your glasses in your house to watch soccer. It was a weird time.
Yeah.
But I find that fascinating, and that's James Cameron, George Lucas. They are definitely, I think, a dying breed. I think that was proven with the sequel trilogy, and just because James Cameron's complaint about Force Awakens was it didn't do anything to progress the technology, and I think it's a dying breed. But I think Favreau has that in him clearly with the volume.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's somebody else out there is going to come through like that as well. It might be someone who hasn't broke in yet. It might be some 19-year-old right now in film school or not in film school, just making some indie flick somewhere doing something. So it's common, it's remarkable, and I think Star Wars is capable. It belongs in the hands of it's. You know what? I can't say that because I don't know. Star Wars was George Lucas's thing, and then it's not his thing anymore.
Yeah.
And then I think Star Wars has to change with that change. So I don't know. I can't say it's like, because everyone's like, it can't be a committee, but it is now.
Yeah.
And so, and I think we've talked about this. I think now they're figuring out where Star Wars belongs. It took a while to get there. And I think you have to be comfortable in that. And then once you have the confidence, and maybe, whatever movie they get next works within their new plan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I think it's as much as we're not talking really about Star Wars directly, it's like all this affects it, like it's the right time. I mean, I feel like we said this 2 years ago. It's the right time to make Star Wars movies. Like, it's always the right time. Like, make more. Like,
Right.
regardless if it's good or not. I mean, we want it to be good, but like, think about it. Our society wants more and more content, constantly more content. Give us the same thing. How many like Desperate Housewives of Alabama County is there? You know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. And like, it's just like, I'm not saying that's what Star Wars should do, but like, there is a, like, people are crazy about just watching the same thing over and over again. There was something I realized recently. I was watching a bunch of different things. I'm like, oh, this is like the third movie that I've heard them do something like this. Or third show. I can't remember what it was, but it's like, everything's just a trend, or like, if it works, let's just do it a million times. I mean, like the Wednesday show is a good show. It's fun, but it's like, this just has like the Addams Family smashed with Riverdale vibes to it, right? And then luckily it's a little different. Yeah. Come at
I'm
me.
all in. Let's go, Archie Andrews. I got Aaron a 3-pack of Archie Double Digest comics for Christmas, and she was like, "Why'd you get me these?" And I said, "Because I want them." I have a closet. You see behind the red toolbox. There's a cupboard up there. You open it up. It's all Archie comics, including the one that you got me, the Archie Gets Married one.
Yeah, where they did.
You flip it, and then it is up there. And I also have the Riverdale and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Monopolies up there as well. Just
There's two different
$5. $5.
Oh, okay, there you go. Very nice, very nice.
I'm not paying more than $5. They're not open. They're just there. Whatever. I like what I like. You can't stop me. I also like Star Wars. I have Star Wars Clue. We played that together? Star Wars Clue?
No.
It's not. So. It's okay. It's fun. It's more nice to look at than like play it.
Yeah.
Because you build
like every other Clue.
No, regular Clue's fun to play.
Yeah, I've never been able to play a full game of Clue because it's like explaining it to a group of people always seems like,
you have to play with people that already know how to play.
Yeah, and tends to be rare depending on who you run with. I run with jazz musicians. Zap, zip, zip, dip, dip, dab, dab, stuff like that. We don't play Clue.
We don't play Clue. Like you're one of the jazz musicians. Hey, do you think Skeleton Crew is about a young Lord Santeca and he's trying to save like kids who are like force sensitive, or the Empire's trying to take and turn into stormtroopers?
Right? So am I. Santeca, like, that guy is very interesting to me, and I want to know more. I mean,
I'm trying to,
yeah, like we kind of get a bit of him in High Republic, not him specifically, but his family. So it's just like, let's learn more.
Yeah, no, I'm all in on it as well. I don't understand. If it is not what they're doing, why not? It's like, why? I don't understand. But one thing that always comes back to me is Jon Favreau did say early on in Mandalorian that we were going to kind of see like the beginnings of the First Order. And we haven't really yet. We haven't actually, I would say not at all. Like, we've seen like Snoke's kind of been hinted at, and like whatever they want to clone Grogu for has been whatever. But we haven't seen that play out yet. And I'm wondering if he's either decided not to go that direction because it seems like a lot of the Mandalorian Clone Wars stuff is coming up. They shifted gears, or is that coming? Or is that going to come in shows like Skeleton Crew or some of the spin-offs instead of the Mandalorian?
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's just sort of like, as much as you serve that to me, I will eat it. But like, it would be kind of fun to just go outside of that. But I think just start a new chapter in whatever Star Wars is going to be. But then I feel like that has to be a movie first, right? So we're not getting that. I don't know.
I don't know either. Why are you asking me questions?
I don't know. I don't know why we even. We should just talk exactly at the same time.
A silent podcast is what we should have. A silent. By the way, I got a copy of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and there's a CD inside read by Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges. I haven't opened the CD yet, but Jeff Bridges reads it. I kind of want to pull it out in like June and just sit down by the fire outside. Jeff Bridges on CD.
Hey, buddy, 'twas the night before Christmas.
Hey, dude, do they even make CD players anymore? I gotta figure out how to play that thing. I put it in my PlayStation just to listen to Jeff Bridges read "It Was the Night Before Christmas." It's gonna be a good time. It was a bonus CD. I don't know. I had to get it, so I looked over at that and I saw it. All right, you want to go over to the odds?
Let's do it.
Ability of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah,
Quill.
never. Quill, I miss Quill. Quill was. I'm trying to find my odds. I'm pulling them up. Like pulling them up quickly. I got them. I got them.
Never tell me the odds. Brought to you, everybody, by patreon.com/never. Wait. Rebel Scum Podcast. If you like what we do and you want to hear more, then why don't you come down to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and support us? We would love it if you would do that because it helps us out. And, you know, he's in a garage and I'm in a white void, so we have no money. Anyways, if you like what we do, we greatly appreciate, just like we greatly appreciate the following people: Heidi Feder, executive producer; Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Jeff Wilson, Phil Staniforth, Rez, Scott D, Josh Price,
Matt W, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Leak Play 1, Disney Desi, Charlotte, Kayla Davis, Dale Erdman, Girls with Sabers, and the Den of Nerds.
Yeah. Oh, I see Al Schuler saying, bring on Bad Batch. Al, have you watched the new episodes yet? And if you have, let us know your opinion in the comments or the chat, whatever this thing here is.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Patreon supporters, for all you do on the channel. First off, Never Tell Me the Odds, Chopper will be the first Rebels character we meet in Ahsoka. Chopper will be the first Rebels character we see in live action. He was in Rogue One technically, but is Chopper going to bring us to Sabine and Hera and the rest of the gang?
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I want that to be 100% true. 100%.
Al Shula has not watched Bad Batch yet. Neither have I. We're both in the same boat of not having seen Bad Batch. It's good to have a Star Wars podcast go live the day Star Wars airs and not seen the Star Wars that has aired. That's what I try to bring to this show, Brock.
It was 40 minutes.
I didn't have 40 minutes. I worked, I drove, and I got spit up on bad today.
Nice.
It was really beautiful. Did you give a percentage?
Yeah, 100%.
Do
I think it's gonna happen? No, but like, I want it to be. I'm manifesting that.
I'm gonna go 53%. I'm gonna go 63%. Because Filoni voiced Chopper, and I feel like he wants to put himself, but only voice. He doesn't want to play his Ranger anymore. I'm gonna go 63%. Our next, Thrawn will not appear until the finale of Ahsoka. Will Thrawn be not appear until the very end of the first season of Ahsoka? That's assuming there's a season 2.
I'm going to go 25% on that. I like the idea because it's like we're expecting it and we're expecting to see him. He's the villain, but then if it isn't till the end of the series, wow.
I wonder if he knows the Emperor is still around. You know, like if he's aware and that kind of if that kind of plays into his role, because I can't see him being. I feel like he's going to be more. You don't know if he's good or bad, and he might have intel that the Rebels crew may need. I'm going to go full Brock on that one because I think he's either going to be throughout the whole thing or he's not going to be in it at all, and he's going to be the MacGuffin that they're taking us to, and then you'll meet him. So
Yeah.
And our final odd, we will have a surprise announced show by the end of the year. By the end of the year, we're going to have another Book of Boba Fett surprise announcement. But no, not saying Book of Boba Fett. I'm saying, which was the greatest announcement that Star Wars has given us ever. Are we going to get another show that we haven't heard of be announced in a cool way like that?
I'm going to go full Brock on this. Going to 50-50. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go 47%. I think, you don't keep going back to that well because then we'll just learn to expect it every time, like twists in Star Wars. You don't want to, I mean, we didn't get one last year, sure, but you don't want to keep doing it. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go low on it. It would be cool, though. It would be really cool, but I think they've got so much Star Wars coming out that there's really no need to surprise us with a show at this point.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go to the Holo news?
There is no Holo news. The news is
I thought you were going to do Bad Batch reviews.
I don't know. The Bad Batch, it's out. The end. Oh, well, apparently there's some new stormtrooper in Ahsoka, but a lot of it's all reported by making Star
and it
Wars,
looks like Kylo Ren's mask, right?
Yeah, I mean, cool, but like it's all sort of hearsay until we see a trailer, and making Star Wars is involved in some of that. So I'm like, yeah, let's wait. So yeah, no Holo news today. I am sorry. Let's just go to top 5.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. Your number 5 is.
Oh yeah. Not this one specifically, though. I've never seen this one. But like a lot of these memes I have on my list are repeats from, I think we've done this before, but I was like, okay, number 5 is gonna be a new one. And I do love this meme, the regular one where it's like the cat at the table.
Yeah.
And so I just chose this one and I love it.
That's fair. And my number 5.
The fact that it's gonna put Adam Driver in this, it works.
So good. And my number 5, you've become the very thing you swore. Hold on, let's get rid of this stuff. How do I get rid of this? Where is it? How do I get rid of these things? There we go. There we go.
There we go.
It's just stupid. That's really it. It's just so stupid. We both have the same number 4.
Yeah. I mean, again, not the specific one, but this meme is legendary where it's just these 4 panels. And great. So good.
It's
so good.
So good. Yeah, not this was for me as well, but it's very similar. Your number 3. Brock?
Yeah, there it is. I'm just waiting for it to come up.
There's a delay. Okay.
I love the written and directed by George Lucas where someone just reveals the whole story before the movie's even done. It's just like, yeah. It's hands down one of the best, for sure, Star Wars memes.
And number 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Grogu holding that bowl. This one's he's gonna spill the tea. It's a Lipton tea. It's the meme that's launched. My number 1 is what makes the prequels so memeable, but this number 2 is what people are like. We gotta have as many memes of Grogu. At this time, it was just Baby Yoda. Today, I learned that there is a difference between searching Grogu memes and Baby Yoda memes.
Yes, definitely. This is my number 2 here, up along the same lines as yours. It's just you throw them anywhere. It's just the best.
It's the one when these first started. It was when I'm waiting for my mom to get me chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
chicken nuggets.
I was gonna choose a chicken nugget one, but I couldn't find one in time that I like, so I went with the Parmesan cheese on the spaghetti because I love it. It's good. And number 1, we'll throw this one up first. Number 1,
yes, the Resistance. Forget the text at the top. It's like, my name is Bananakin. It's just
My name is Bananakin.
I swear, I swear, like Bananakin like crawled so that like Anakin and Padme on Naboo could soar. Like you can't have any of the other memes without this one. Oh god,
This is why you were the chosen one. You're my brother, Bananakin. But I love it. He's just like a rotten banana. It's so stupid.
Bananakin.
And then I saw this one for the first time today. Bananakin isn't really kidding. It's a Bananakin chopping. It's so stupid.
You know,
Oh,
like
boy.
one day Hayden Christensen's movies could just disappear, but this will live on in the tomes of
Live
the
on
internet.
forever. All about Bananakin. Oh man, I love Bananakin. Those are our top 5 memes. Let us know what your top 5 memes are. Post them or something, because I don't know how you can share them in the comments, but try it if you can. Oh gosh, it's always a good time talking banana. Oh, we've been on the wrong side the whole time. Oh, if you're gonna get comments. Bananakin's not real. He can't
Whatever.
hurt you. All right, Brock.
It
That
says
is our
live
200
on the top corner. We're good.
What? All right, this is our top 5 for the first time for the year 2023, episode 270, 30 to go until episode 300. Brock, it's been a lot of fun.
It is always fun with you, James, when we talk about Star Wars and Avatar. Avatar Wars.
Avatar Wars. All right, that is the episode for today. Today's show. Brock, anything else you want to say?
No. Watch Bad Batch. Thank you.
I'm gonna watch that when I get done here, because I'm James, he's Brock, and he was always Scum. Wait, we got a Bananakin comment. MTG Paradise is coming up with Bananakin, and we gotta say goodbye on that note. Here we go. Bye, everyone. Brock, you're always Scum. We'll do it again.
Bananakin Scum.
Bags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.